According to global studies, it is estimated that 10% of people worldwide are left-handed, and they use their left hand in daily activities like drawing, writing, and eating.
According to a study from Oxford University in collaboration with UK Biobank, it showed that males are more prone to be left-handed, with a 23% more prevalence when compared to females.
Nice, it is interesting. So according to a recent research published by the Journal of Neurology, it is found that if a mother is left-handed, then the percentage of transferring this genetic to her child is to be 20%. If both parents, then the percentage increases to 26%.
Welcome everyone to a new episode of DocTalk, where we discuss important health topics in a simple language so we can help you understand illnesses and symptoms more clearly. So today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, and I'm sure you're going to love it if you're
left-handed.
Yes.
I know I'm one.
Interesting.
That's why this episode I will talk about my own experience. And you know that we have an international left-handed day.
Nice.
And it is on the 13th of August each year that we celebrate
you know,
and
your
embrace
day, huh?
our differences.
No, see, I know Dr. Sundos, I know you're creative.
Thank
so
you.
I know most left-handed people are very creative as well.
They are.
Because of the brain differences and variability, right?
You know any famous person who is famous, whether artist, discoverer,
I know.
and they are left-handed? Can you name some?
I know an artist, Picasso and Da Vinci. They're left-handed actually.
Yes,
So
yes.
they're creative and they're artists.
And you know, some of the how do you call them, politicians, some of the very famous people actually left-handed. One of them is Barack Obama.
Oh,
Oprah Winfrey.
okay. Nice.
is a
Okay,
left-handed.
very well-known names.
Exactly. And Aristotle.
Oh, okay.
So these are thinkers. In my department where we work as cardiologists, whether pediatrics or adults, half of the department actually are left-handed.
Wow.
So you can see that. Yeah.
Interesting. See, I know most of the left-handed people around me, I know they love to paint. I don't know why. I know the reason, but it's just like an instinct in them. They love to paint.
Have you seen the handwriting of a left-handed person?
They kind of like struggle actually with writing.
Not struggling, I mean the handwriting, it's as if we are drawing.
Ooh.
When I see a person,
yeah,
when I see a good handwriting and very neat, I ask the person, are you a left-handed? And they will say, yes.
You know what's very interesting about left-handed handwriting? It's actually, it goes to a certain angle, you know?
Yes. And you know that usually left-handed people, we are, some of us actually, and I'm one of them, I have learned to use both hands.
Oh.
So if I want something fine motor or very fine to use, then it will be with my left hand, the dominant one. But sometimes if I'm in a hurry and I want something that to be done with strong grip and very apparent, then I will use my right hand. So I can use both actually.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah.
So you know what's the reason behind being a right-handed or left-handed is actually the lateral. 70% of them, they have the same dominant left hemisphere.
Yes.
But only 30% of them, they have bilateral dominance, which means they're using both the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere.
Exactly. And you know, Maraheb, we're going to talk about more how to be a left-handed and what are the advantages and disadvantages, but it's worth mentioning family history plays a major role in being a left-handed.
Yes.
You asked me before we took this episode and we started the shooting that do you have a family member with who is left-handed? And I told you I have 3 uncles, maternal uncles, and 3 cousins, maternal cousins are left-handed, and from my paternal side or father's side, also 3 uncles, 1 auntie, and 4 cousins, paternal cousins.
So genetics do play a huge role.
Exactly. And the problem is that people think that they can force a person to be a left-handed, and it has nothing to do with forcing a person to be a left-handed or right-handed. It's while the baby is developing in your womb. So when the baby is a fetus, actually, then it is at that time where it is decided this person is a left-handed or a right-handed. So you cannot force it unless, and this is one of the causes, that there is an injury to that side. I know one of my colleagues who was in college, and she was left-handed because she had an injury to her nerves on the right side. So she cannot use her arm or lift it. So she has a problem in the grip also. That's why she became left-handed, because of the right-sided weakness. But otherwise, it's either you are born with it or not. So don't force it. I know many people who they are trying to force their kids to be left-handed
or right-handed as well, right?
Exactly.
They force their kids to be right-handed.
One of my cousins, actually, she was left-handed, and her mother was pushing her since she was a kid to be right-handed, and hitting her hand every time she uses her left hand in order to make her a normal person. While this causes confusion, and we're going to talk more about details. What is the problem in doing this behavior? But it's not a good behavior, and we do not recommend it at all.
Definitely, and we've heard a lot of stories actually for left-handed people. So because we live in a society where we appreciate using, handshaking with the right hand, right? And eating with the right hand because of so many reasons. So actually, people who are left-handed struggle with this.
I did,
right?
I did. And every time I eat, even now as an adult, and I'm with my family or friends, or even with my husband, they will tell me, why you're eating with your left hand? And I'm like,
it's
but
dominant.
This is my dominant.
Yeah,
this is my right hand. And they will say, no, it should be the right hand. And I try to do it, but while I'm concentrating on something else, I will see myself that
switching
I use my left hand.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you cannot force
it.
This
because
is the
your
problem.
brain is telling you, I'm stronger on this side. So usually what happens with left-handed, the right side is weaker. But in few cases, we see them actually, they have strong right arms, especially with, holding things or maybe kicking the ball. I know my friend, she's a left-handed, but when sometimes she plays, football, she kicks the ball with the right leg, not the left leg. Just very interesting, honestly.
That's why I told you, some of us actually, they are a mix. Right. We use the right side and left side on same thing, but if you want something very fine, then definitely it's the left side. So I think, Maraheb, we talked and we gave a good introduction about today's episode, but now we should take a small break and go to the myth and fact report.
And I like it.
Exactly. And we're waiting for this segment, and then we can join back and continue our episode. So stay tuned with us.
Stay tuned.
So now we come to the segment that everyone favorite, which is
myths and facts.
Exactly. So you want to start, Maraheb?
Sure. So I have a myth that says children who are left-handed, they're weaker in handwriting.
Oh, no.
No.
It's not true.
Yeah, it's not true, because children actually need extra time and ample time so they can get used to right-handed tools, especially with the pencil, the scissors, and everything else, including the notebook. They just need time to adapt so they can actually develop their handwriting skills.
So mine says that a child must show hand preference by the age of 3.
No, not at all.
Exactly. So children normally show preference between the age of 3 and 4, but some of them will continue until the age of 5. Above the age of 5 is abnormal, and before the age of 3 is also inconclusive and not normal.
I have a myth that says children who are left-handed, they should be able to handle the notebook similar to right-handed kids. What do you think? No. So right-handed children, actually, they can easily manipulate the notebooks, since the notebook can be moved to a certain angle, right?
Yes.
But left-handed children, actually, they kind of struggle with this. So they have to have this trial and error angle so they can start writing and, read perfectly.
Exactly. So my myth says A child should be trained to use the right hand instead of the left in order for them to have an easy life.
Doesn't make any sense, honestly.
No. The preference of the hand is done while the child or the baby is forming inside the mother's womb. So this one related to the formation of the brain itself. It's not about training. On the other hand, if you struggle with the child and force them to change the hand preference, then you will cause more problems like stuttering, sleep disorders, anxiety, and PTSD.
I have a myth that says left-handed people cannot have professions that require precision, like surgeries or being an artist. What do you think?
No.
No. We actually know a lot of artists like Picasso and Da Vinci. They're left-handed and they're amazing with their art.
Exactly.
So it's not necessarily can cause problems or you're not going to have a good profession. You just need an adjustment, because we always mention adjustment and how to handle the tools perfectly.
I know this myth that I'm going to mention now, some people use it as an excuse, but now we're going to know the true answer. So they say that left-handed people, they usually confuse direction.
Spatial awareness is not related to this.
Exactly. Cognition and coordination has nothing to do whether you are right-handed or left-handed.
Yes. Welcome back, dear viewers, and I hope you enjoyed the most interesting segment, which is myths and facts. And we're going to talk now about the causes and what you can observe and notice, especially if you're having a child who might show some signs that they're left-handed.
Maraheb, this is, I think, the most important part. And people, I know many people, whether in family gatherings or with my friends or in the clinic actually, they will say, "Doctor, you think my baby is left-handed?" And I ask them, why? And then they will say, because we see them sometimes they're holding the pen with their left hand. And I tell them, it's too early to decide.
Yes.
And this is where the mistake actually happens. Yes, sometimes you see the dominance or preference in the hand, but actually it does not fix and be to that certain side, whether right or left, until the child is 3 or even 4 years, or even up to 5 years. Some children actually, they are delayed. They even try to show preference after the age of 5, but this is rare, and if it happens, usually investigation needs to be done.
This is very interesting, Dr. Sundos, because we see a lot of cases of developmentally delayed children, and one of the things that we notice also, not having hand dominance, and which is very interesting, especially when they reach 4 years and 5 years and still they don't have a preference, or let's say consistency in using one hand over the other. So some people, as you said, ask, my 2-year-old child is holding like the pen or the crayon one time with the right hand and other times with the left hand, which is very normal, until the age of 3 and 4 and 5, which is then determined. How do you determine? I learned from my colleague, an occupational therapist, once the child picks up a crayon, this is their dominant hand. Or pick up the spoon or any utensil. One of the things that you can actually observe if the child is not developing hand dominance yet, what we call is crossing the midline. So one of the activities that I tell the parents actually to do, I learned it from an occupational therapist again. So draw a rainbow or have a rainbow in front of the child with the coins, and have a, what you call it, like a bank, a box of bank. So let the child use one arm, this is crossing the midline, and hide the other arm. Put all the coins inside the bank in one hand, because you want the child to develop this crossing, reaching the other side of the body without switching the hand. And then you can go for the other hand to do it again. So with this activity, you're going to help the child to have better lateralization in the brain.
Yeah, exactly. And as we said, Maraheb, you cannot, first of all, force it. as we said, this is a developmental thing. So you cannot see the child how they're trying to hold the pen for the first time, and you say that this is the side of the baby that is gonna have for the future. Second thing, you have to notice that, and this is very important, only people who are left-handed, they know this fact.
Yeah.
Fine motor is better with the dominant hand.
Yes, definitely.
So we, as I said, some of the left-handers, we use both, and you said your friend kicks with the right leg, but our fine motor skills, picking a pen, brushing, or writing, all of these information, sewing,
or buttoning up,
buckling, or wearing your watch, all of these things that you do with the fine motor, it is with the dominant hand. You try to do them if you are a right-handed, and try to do them with the left hand, you'll not be able. And it's vice versa.
You know what happened? It just reminded me of an activity that sometimes I do with the nail polish when I try to,
oh my God,
you know, put with the weaker side, you know, the left hand to the right hand. I can't do it. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. So even with wearing a bracelet, you know, when I want to just close the claw using my left side, I can't do it. I can't. I just lose the grip and I become so clumsy.
At one point of my life, I broke my left hand.
Oh,
and it was a disaster for me because I couldn't write. I didn't know how to use my right hand. And I remember my teacher in school, she said, it's good. So you start to learn to write normally. And this is totally wrong. You never say that to a left-handed person.
We're all normal. It's just a beautiful brain variability.
Exactly.
In kids or in adults.
But you know, the advantage of being a left-handed in pediatric echo, there are different schools. There is the European and the American. The American, usually, they go on the left side of the baby. So we use the probe in our left hands. So for me, there is no problem. But sometimes when in the European system, they will put the baby on our right side. Because I use both, I can actually use both hands. But the problem with my colleagues, the right-handed ones, they face big problems because they will try to manipulate with the right hand and then switch and then go back again. But for me, it's like playing
so
music.
Easy.
It's so easy.
That's very interesting. One of the most interesting things that we discussed in the myth and fact part is actually left-handed people, they need a certain angle when they write.
Yes.
And how to manipulate and orient a pen to the books and notebooks. So it's completely different than right-handed people.
Definitely.
So for right-handed people, we just need to, you know, move the notebook to the right side and then open the cover, and that's it. But for left-handed people, they have to actually move the notebook to the way left side, and then they try to open it with the left hand.
Exactly, exactly. And Maraheb, it's worth mentioning that we talked about family history and how genetic play a role in being a left-handed, but actually it's a multifactorial thing, not only one thing. So genetic plays a major role, but it's not the only cause. So it's a behavioral thing, it's a environmental and developmental. We said that if there is any disease, any weakness, any stroke, any
or immature lateralization, especially in children who are developmentally delayed.
If there is any injury to the nerve, muscle, any part for the limb, then definitely there will be a shift to the other side. So it's not only genetic, but also there are other factors playing a role in it.
Right, definitely. So one of the beautiful things actually in the brain, if the baby has, let's say, a stroke, prenatal strokes, or they're born with anoxia, they have lack of oxygen, it might affect the brain's function. And what's beautiful about the brain is that it has neuroplasticity.
Yes.
So anything that is lost, the brain can compensate for the lost skill with, you know, redirecting and building new wires to a new area of the brain.
Definitely. I think, Maraheb, we covered most of the causes and the symptoms for being a left-handed. So now we come how to overcome those obstacles after our amazing report, which is Healing on a Plate. Enjoy it.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and I hope that you enjoyed Healing on a Plate report. Now, Dr. Sundos, we're going to talk about how to adapt with a baby or an adult who is left-handed.
You know, at my time when I was growing up, people didn't have this education, and I struggled a lot, especially in school, because not all schools we had the normal desk. We had the right-sided desk,
Yes.
and I hated this, especially in college, because I needed to write, and in order for me to write,
The
is
one
actually,
that flips, you mean?
yeah.
Okay.
So I have to go like this and then start writing, and this is really not good.
It's not good
because I go back with back pain and neck pain,
and the
so
posture as well.
now actually they changed it. Now they have left-handed chairs and desks in all the schools and college, so you can just ask, where is the left-handed seat I want to sit in.
Oh, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the good thing also that they now have instruments that this we didn't have. You know that left-handed people, we cannot use the regular scissors.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
I cannot use it in my left hand because it
Very
hurts. So
interesting.
I have to use it in my right hand, and I will be like this.
I thought, you know, the bumpy thing on the grip where you put the thumb, no?
It's not the
Does
same.
it work? Oh.
You should know the difference when you use a left-handed scissors.
Oh.
Now in libraries, you have it. In the
No,
school
I should go
supplies
and check.
libraries and stores, you ask for a left-handed scissors. And I have to tell you, when I first used it,
easier, huh?
I cried. I cried with happiness because it really made a difference, and now my life is easier. Now they have also kitchen utensils for left-handed people.
Why? It's the same spatula, it's the same utensils.
No, a certain curve in them, it will make our life easier.
See, I never thought
Because
about
I
that.
have to use like this in order for me to use my right hand.
Spoon, you don't use like a regular spoon or spatula? No?
It's really difficult with left-handed.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry. Now I am happy because now we have many things for left-handed. You have scissors, you have desks, you have many things for left-handed people. So you can just search them online, or you can ask the stores when you go to school. You can ask them if you have a special chair, a special desk for left-handed people, and you will find abundance actually in them.
Oh wow, it's very interesting. I'm so happy actually. So that's one of the things that is amazing about left-handed people. I'm sure they're the ones who started, you know, spreading the awareness and creating, you know, suitable tools for themselves, and that's amazing. That's honestly very amazing.
You know, now people started to pick up us, actually, the left-handed people. When I go to any workshop, I like to learn new hobbies. So when I go there, sometimes I struggle, and then the instructor will look at me and she will say, "Are you left-handed?" And I tell her, "Yes." She said, "Why you didn't tell me from the beginning? I have special tools for left-handed people." And she will start giving me, and she will start instructing me on how to use them with my left hand. So it makes it easier for me actually to learn a new hobby and a new craft.
So one of the things that I like to talk about is actually brain function.
Yes.
So when we talk about right-handed people and left-handed people, we talk about the hemispheres as well.
Yes.
Remember we mentioned the brain has two hemispheres. The left side is very known for language processing, for logical thinking, analytical thinking, and math. While the right side of the brain, or the right hemisphere, is responsible for creativity, emotional processing.
Yes.
So maybe left-handed people are very emotional. What do you think?
Very sensitive.
Oh, so it makes sense because, as you said, very few percentage of left-handed people, they do process using, you know, both hemispheres. The language processing and math skills, they all happen in the left hemisphere. So they should adapt to the same skills others are going through, right?
Exactly. And they say that left-handed people are actually smarter than the regular population, and it's not true. After many studies that have been done, they have shown a little bit difference in the IQ, but it depends on what are you testing in the IQ. As you said, Maraheb, it depends. Are you testing language skills? Are you testing fine motor, emotional intelligence, artistic skills? All of these make a difference between right-handed and left-handed people. But smarter, it's not true.
It depends on the IQ, and IQ depends on so many factors, actually. It's not a competition, it's just a brain difference, and it's a beautiful difference, as I mentioned before. Using a right hand or a left hand doesn't actually matter. What matters is the soul, right? If you have a beautiful personality.
Exactly. So now we come to the most important part, which is forcing babies or children to be right-sided or right-handed and left-handed. This will cause confusion. As we said, it's not something that they acquire unless they have a weakness in the nerves or muscle on that side. Also, don't force it. Let the doctor and the physiotherapist do their job. But if they are born with a preference to one side, don't force them to be on the other side, because it's something that was when they are formed, when the brain was formed. That's why they do the preference. Forcing them will cause confusion, stuttering, stress,
withdrawal also, and struggling with social
and post-traumatic stress syndrome. So all of these are complications of forcing a child to be a sided preference than the other one they are born with. So just avoid it and accept your child as they are. Right-handed, left-handed, all the same. What matters are morals,
healthy
peace
baby,
of the soul and beauty of the soul, healthy baby, intelligent baby, and this is what you should focus on, not which side they use their pen.
Definitely. And I also wanted to add something that could help parents actually to train their child to develop preference, especially if they're struggling. So as I mentioned, crossing the midline, you know, the rainbow thing with the coins. The other activity that a parent can do, actually, bilateral coordination, which is using both hands at the same time. Like, you can use your right hand to hold the paper down, and then you can write with the left hand, or hold you know, the paper with the left hand, and then you start cutting with the right hand. So using both hands at the same time actually activates both hemispheres.
So I think we came to the end of our episode, and I think the message that you can take home from this episode is that embrace your difference. Right-handed, left-handed, we are all the same. Being intelligent, being merciful, having good morals are more important than which preference you side with.
Exactly, 100%. I agree with you. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, this amazing episode that I learned a lot from, actually. And hope to see you next time.
Take care.